Former Australian Prime Minister Kevin Rudd has described Prime Minister Tun Dr. Mahathir Mohamad as the patron saint of political comebacks. This was following the Prime Minister's speech at the Asia Society in New York, where the Premier is attending the 73rd United Nations General Assembly. An impressed Rudd, who moderated the event, called the feat by Tun Dr. Mahathir in leading Pakatan Harapan to victory in the 14th general election as a bravura performance.
But as you said, this requires a lot of hard work. Your stamina is quite extraordinary. I mean, as Tom said, you're 93. Many of us stand in awe of that. What's your secret to such health? I think everyone wants to know the answer to that question.
Well, I get this question asked practically anywhere I go or speak. People just wonder, I myself wonder why, because I don't really know. I've been fortunate in that I did not suffer from diseases that are incurable.
Yeah.
I had 2 heart operations, but beyond that, I'm quite well.
When delivering his half-hour-long speech, Tun Dr. Mahathir provided an explanation on the new Malaysia, why he had returned to politics, and the woes faced by the country due to the weaknesses of the previous government administration.
Malaysia is not always new, it's been quite old in terms of a newly independent country. We have never experienced any change. We love the party which won us the independence so much that we keep on re-electing that party. Incidentally, I was the president of that party for 22 years. But I decided that 22 years was long enough. I resigned, although I haven't been known as a dictator. But I don't think many dictators have resigned.
During the question and answer session, Tun Dr. Mahathir also stressed that he had wanted East Asian countries to form their own trade community, just like the North America Free Trade Agreement, NAFTA, and the European Union, EU. According to the Prime Minister, although it could be challenging to form a community like that due to the differences in culture, such countries can cooperate in certain fields which are economically beneficial to all parties.
Well, it's going to be quite difficult because ethnically we are quite different, people with different culture. But in 1 or 2 areas we can come together. For example, we trade using the US dollar. We could have a token, East Asian token or currency that we use purpose only for trading. It's not to be used domestically, but we settle all trade differences using this East Asian currency for trading only. That could bring us together quite well, but later on, if we begin to understand each other better, then we can go into other areas of cooperation.
Tun Dr. Mahathir also highlighted the irony of him being chosen as Prime Minister by Pakatan Harapan leaders, who some, before this, had labelled him as a dictator.
The more strange thing is that having been criticized by the opposition for 61 years, or for a long time, over 50 over years, they decided that they should choose me as their leader. It is really a contradiction. They used to call me a dictator, a very unjust leader, and all kinds of other names. But after I resigned, they had no difficulty accepting me to lead them. And it is their decision to name me as the prospective leader and Prime Minister of Malaysia.